The Longstaff brothers at Newcastle have always divided opinion. Some say that Sean is good enough, there's a footballer in there. Some say that there isn't. Some keep saying to give Matty an opportunity, however he failed at Aberdeen. Hi, I'm Paul back again, and I just wanted to talk today about the Longstaff brothers and where I think their situation lies. As I said in the intro there, Sean and Matty have always divided opinion amongst the Newcastle fan base. A lot of people have been wanting Matty to get a chance in the first team until he was, of course, shipped out to Aberdeen at the start of this season on loan. It didn't work out for him at all, didn't get many games, and has returned, as we know, back to the club now. Which beggars the question, is he actually good enough to play Premier League football if he couldn't make it in Scotland? It was a big opportunity, I think, for Matty to go to Aberdeen, to sit in their midfield and show Newcastle United exactly what he could do. However, it hasn't worked out that way for Matty at all. Given the takeover in the future, I think Matty is best off elsewhere. I think he missed a trick in not going to Udinese, to be honest. Overseas, playing in the Italian league, I think would have done him the world of good, but it didn't come to fruition for whatever reason. Steve Bruce then, over the summer, as we know, begged him to sign a new contract the other year, and of course he ended up signing it and never getting a look in, which was kind of strange because everybody was, the way Steve Bruce was talking, it was like Matty was a big signing for us, a big signing to extend his contract, and then was never seen in the first team, which I found absolutely bizarre. Now, on the flip side of that, his brother Sean, once valued at Manchester United for 50 million quid, which I find incredible now, given that last week we were saying if Everton want him, they can have him for $1 million. Snap the fingers off. That's what all the fans were saying. For me, Sean Longstaff, he's lost at least 3 yards of pace since his injury. He doesn't seem to be getting around the pitch very easily. His mobility is definitely hindered by something. And his fitness levels look terrible. But also, his confidence is completely shot. He can't pass the ball in the right direction. It runs out of play most of the time. He doesn't want to get into 50-50 tackles. Now, you could say that, is it because of the injury that he suffered? Because it seems to me, since he had that awful injury, he has never been the same player since. Never. He's not what. It's very rarely that you can say that Sean Longstaff's had a good game. The one game that I remember Sean playing really well in was when we demolished Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago down at their place. Sean played in the number 10 position and was fantastic for about half an hour before he got injured. He scored a goal. He looked all over the place in a good way. He was setting players up. He was really linking the midfield and the attack, playing in that number 10 role. And I thought, yeah, that's his position. But again, it hasn't come to fruition. So, it's very much stop and start for the Longstaffs at the minute. And for their own careers, I genuinely think the time is now right to move on. Now, whether it be in this window, I know Matty's been linked with moves to Carlisle and Sunderland, etc. Would that do him the power of good? Probably. Get him in first team football, lower down the leagues, get him playing again. As for Sean, I don't know. I don't know if he's actually going to hold out in the Premier League. Because for me, he's got to play a lot better, he's got to be a lot stronger, and he's got to move a lot quicker. And I don't think he can. There was rumours earlier on in the month that Nottingham Forest were interested in him. That, for me, would have been a perfect move for Sean Longstaff. Nottingham Forest are a very up-and-coming championship side who are challenging to get promoted this season. Since Chris Hughton was fired earlier on in the season, they've gone nowhere but forwards. They're going up the league, and I'm sure that Nottingham Forest would love to have a player like Sean Longstaff there, because I think the championship is probably his level now. I don't want to sound disrespectful to the Longstaffs, because I think they've been good servants to Newcastle and the two Geordie lads, and it must be incredible for them to represent their home club. Certainly we know Sean's done it a lot more than Matty, because Matty just didn't get the chance under Steve Bruce, and I think that Matty has also fallen backwards because of that, in his lack of first team football. And then when he goes to Aberdeen, it doesn't happen for him because he's lacking in first team football and he's not up to pace. And Aberdeen were hoping to get a very different player, I believe, than the one they actually got. So for me, both the Longstaffs, I think it's time to move on for their own benefit. I think Sean could maybe find a higher championship side. Matty, if he goes down the leagues for a while, work his way back up. You know, there is a footballer in Matty, there's no doubt about it, but is it Premiership level? I'm not so sure it is at all. As for his brother Sean, I'm not sure he's up to Premier League standards anymore. But I feel a bit sorry for Sean because he was really, really doing well under Rafa until he got that injury. And that injury seems to be the one thing that has set him back. It's set him back with pace, mobility and movement, which has slowed his game down, which means that, you know, he's playing at a faster pace, I think, than he thinks he is, which is why his passing's a way off. He doesn't seem to be able to put a pass together. So I think the Championship may be his level. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with them, because I know that Eddie Howe has been talking about a 2-year contract extension for Sean. For me, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I think for Sean's own benefit, I think to move to a new club would do him the power of good. I do not think that, you know, playing for Newcastle, especially when we're going to bring in all these new signings, is going to suit him. I really, really don't. But you never know what happens in football. But, you know, my opinion is, you know, the transfer window's open now. We're looking at midfielders. We're looking at forwards. We're looking at really bringing in some top quality names in the summer as well, if we stay up. So the chances of Sean and Matty getting any football at Newcastle United will slowly deteriorate, even more than they're at now, to the point where they might not even make the bench. And they don't want their careers to stutter, which is why I think it's best if they did move. But let me know what you think of the Longstaffs down in the comments. Let me know if you think they've got any sort of chance at Newcastle United. And we're talking long term here, not in the next couple of weeks. I'm just saying what the future might hold out for the Longstaffs. So let me know what you think. If you have enjoyed the show, guys, please do hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you've had a look around and you like what you see, please do consider subscribing. You can also become a member of the Toon Review by hitting that join button just under the video itself. And a big shout out to our sponsors, Geordie Riffs, all your guitar repairs and setup, business in the northeast of England. Fantastic company from Graham and Natalie. For all your needs, you get 10% off your first setup or repair, or you get your first guitar lesson free if you quote the Toon Review. They are on Facebook, they are on Twitter, and they do have a website which is linked down below in the description, so please go and check them out. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I will speak to you very soon. Take care.